All right, guys, welcome on in. I wanted to go ahead and get a live stream popped up for you guys. Now, I know this is kind of impromptu and just kind of popped up out of nowhere. And I was going to do like a dedicated video on the OnePlus 7 Pro. Basically, talking about all the things I've enjoyed with it and all the things I kind of haven't. But we're gonna go ahead and get into a bunch of stuff. What's up, guys? I see you. I see you, Armadillo Tech and Eric from Easy Computer Solutions. I see my dude NY Diesel in Florida in the chat. We're gonna talk. Oh, I see Jay Wills is in here. We're gonna talk a little bit about this phone after 2 months, and I figured we'd do it live. And so here's my initial thoughts on this phone. My initial thoughts on this phone are as follows. Every time I got rid of the phone, of course, Eric, we don't ever sleep, man. The thing I think is every time I've got rid of this phone, I've always got another one, right? Now, I picked up an international variant, and then I had two different T-Mobile variants, right? And then this one, which is also a T-Mobile variant, came in courtesy of my folks over there at Whitestone Dome, and I'm at the point again where I'm like, do I need to sell this one or not? And let me explain a little bit about why I'm thinking about getting rid of the OnePlus 7 Pro again. The front-facing camera on the OnePlus 7 Pro is the closest thing that I've seen a phone get to a DSLR. Yeah, prime example, I saw Tech King Mike did a video today on it. And if you've seen LeBaron Burton, he pops up on Wired Wednesday. And you just ordered the same case? Yeah, this case right here, I like it. Like the little, it's a regular case, but people think it looks like jeans or whatever, right? It's a nice material. It's not expensive. I think it was like $10. And when you snap it all in together, it gives you good protection up around the top and the bottom. It's not an Armadillo Tech case, but Armadillo Tech needs to manufacture maybe some OnePlus 7 Pro cases. And maybe some Huawei P30 Pro cases. But I know that's a big investment. So getting into this, the display on this thing is beautiful, okay? 90 hertz display, looks really, 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 really good. So here's the thing. I start messing with this thing today next to my Pixel 3 XL. And I'm kind of like, Now, I know you guys have never seen my Pixel 3 on camera. There's some phones that I just don't have out there, either because I have certain stuff on my home screen that I don't want to broadcast to everybody or not. He said, if I'm ready to sell it, you're ready to pay me? Yeah. Well, so here's where I'm at with the OnePlus 7 Pro. So this thing's unlocked. Oh, wow. So I use it on T-Mobile, and I was using it on Verizon. But now that I've switched most of my Verizon lines over to Visible, big shout out to Visible Wireless, by the way. I can't use the OnePlus 7 Pro on Visible. It's just not, it doesn't work. I either have to use an iPhone, which I ended up using, like my iPhone XR, which is what's filming this live stream, or I have to use the Pixel, my Pixel 3 XL. Anytime I put my Visible SIM in the OnePlus 7 Pro, it gets no service. So I'm at a point where I'm like, that means this thing is pretty much stuck on T-Mobile. And I like to switch other devices around. And I'm kind of at a point where I'm like, I know people are going to say, well, then get rid of Visible and go back to Verizon. No. Here's the thing. There's a lot of great things about this phone I really, really like. I love the battery life. I love the fluidity of the display, right? But I get that on my Razer phone too, right now. All right. And you can pick up the Razer phone too in some cities on crack lists for $350 or less. All right. And look, this thing right here, like, it's a butter display. There's no question it's a butter display. It's not slow. the processor's not slow. Now, this is the one thing I will say that is driving me a little nuts. You know, the Pixel, when I tried to use the Pixel 3 XL today, it kind of burned my chaps, I guess is the advertiser-friendly way for me to say this. It burned my chaps because it starts to lag in everyday things, and I don't catch any lag on this phone, right? So it's another reason I kind of don't want to get rid of it. But I also know that there's a slew of devices coming in the next 60 to 90 days, being the OnePlus 7T or the OnePlus 7T Pro, I guess. Whatever they're going to call that phone is coming. And it's going to be out in 4 months or less, which means this phone right now is going to depreciate in value much quicker. It's gonna depreciate like a Samsung device. I know Samsung fans are not gonna like that I said that, but right now you can get an S10 Plus. I'm seeing them on Cracklist for $450. Why is that? Because the Note's right around the corner, and there's all these sales on Amazon and everywhere else for the phones. The Samsung devices just ain't holding their value, right? So we get to this. And this one's going to be doing the same thing soon. Now, this is the same for pretty much every phone, right? It's not just exclusive to OnePlus or Samsung devices that depreciate like that. You know, it could happen with a good LG device. The LG G8 is going to start dropping like a rock. It already is dropping like a rock, to be honest with you. Because, you know, the V50 would normally be coming out around this time. But now that the V50's out, you know, and it's starting to become more available on the other 4 carriers, you know, it is what it is. Jay Will in the chat is 100% right. Go subscribe to his car channel, by the way. It's 392 Silver Bullet. But, yeah, Apple and Huawei devices hold their value. You know, my dude Tech King Mike over there with that P30 Pro, he's going to be able to sell that phone for close to what he paid for it. He's not going to lose as much. Now, granted, I paid $0 for this phone, so I can't really complain. And if I end up getting, you know, $500-600 for it, I'm good with that. And it served its purpose. I got this phone shipped out so I could do, you know, it was after I had already sold my OnePlus 7 Pro. And yeah, see, there you go. There's Jay in the chat says, yeah, he bought a Mate 20X for $725, sold it for $700. I did the same thing. I think I paid $705 for my Mate 20X, and I sold it for $650. And that was after all the Huawei ban crazy stuff came out. So it is what it is. But let's talk about this two months later. Is the battery life still good? This is my primary device every single day right now, is the OnePlus 7 Pro. It's got my main SIM in it from T-Mobile. I'm rocking it out crazy. And battery life on it is exceptional. It gets me through an entire day. I'm not even using the Warp charger. I have it plugged into a regular charger, and it charges up overnight. And I plug it into a regular car charger if I'm out, and I see it get too low. But that really doesn't happen, you know. I don't have battery anxiety like I have with other phones. The camera on this thing has gotten better consistently over and over and over again with every single update. Yeah, you know what? It's kind of an inconvenience, Jay. You're right in the chat. Yeah, because I know in Europe it's going to be like that because Huawei devices are everywhere. But here in the U.S., it's like imports. You know, you'll be able to, you know, I'd say like this. Huawei's are like Jeeps in the United States. If you got a Jeep Wrangler, them suckers hold value, man. You can have a Jeep Wrangler, like a, damn, I don't even remember the models anymore. Like a Sahara. Drive it for like 6 months or a year, and while other vehicles would have depreciated massively, you can pretty much almost get your money out of it. Similar to some of the Hellcats, you know, the Dodge Hellcats, the Mopar Hellcats, and the new Corvettes. You know, the new, what is it, the ZR1. Like, you know, cars like that you can buy, drive it for, you know, 6 months and pretty much get your money out of it. So it is what it is. But yeah, Jay, the Jeeps do. The Jeeps hold their value like crazy. But anyways, viewing content on this thing is a pleasure. Let me open this here and see. You can see I was already over here on Cracklist looking at. Yeah, I know I see the C8 is coming, but look at this. Speaking of phones that massively drop in value, look at this Google Pixel 3 XL for $350. Like, you know, phones are dropping like a rock on Cracklist. This is a Galaxy S10, but they have it listed as the OnePlus 7 Pro. I had to click on it because I was like, that's got to be wrong. It was, but like, oh, look at this one, a Motorola Z4 for $200. It's legit ad. You can find some crazy deals on Cracklist. Anyways, media consumption on this thing really good. Okay, I might have to hit that Z4 up. Media consumption on this thing really good. The camera on this thing, especially the video camera. Okay, the video camera on this thing, awesome. It's one of the smoothest 4K 60 frames per second cameras I've seen from Android, and I really like the camera on this. Should you buy a Pixel 3 XL? It depends on what you get it for. See, look at this right there. Yeah, you see I'm on the iPhone. But this front-facing camera is one of the crispiest front-facing cameras for video that I have clearly ever seen on a phone. And when I say it competes with a DSLR, I'm not just talking like there is video evidence of this. Okay, you can look at where I was last live stream, and I'm trying to remember what live stream I was on for that. But right here on the channel, it did have a little bit of a yellow tint, but that was kind of with my lighting. But it was way crispier than the webcam on the laptop. And then the same thing with other phones that I've used. You can see LeBaron does the same thing. Prime has it for 637, and that's a hard buzzer right there. And do not pay no $637 for a Snapdragon 845 with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Don't even think about Pixel. Just think of the hardware that you're buying. For 630 something bucks, you could buy like a OnePlus 6T with 8 gigabytes of RAM with the same processor and still stock Android. Don't jump out there. Don't jump out the window, butt naked with no parachute. That's all I can tell you. 600 and something bucks. The S10 Plus is 700. The Note 9, 650. All those prices are too high. Unless you have to have one brand new in the box, I would avoid that like everything. Your Xperia 1 is going great. I'm happy for you on that, Jay, and I'm a little mad that maybe if I would have factory reset mine like once or twice, it would have been okay. And now I'm kind of like, damn, I just, dumped on it as soon as I was like, this is crap, and it's overheating and it's boot looping and it's doing all this crap, and I was like, screw this, to where, my original device from Sony is going back to Sony, and I had to get a replacement. So, yeah, that kind of sucks. And I'm sure that the PR person that I deal with there is not happy about the live stream I did, but I have to keep it. I have to keep real. I have to be honest on these things, So, hey guys, what do you think is the best buy? OnePlus 7 Pro or regular 7? I would say yes, sir. Always keep it 100. I would say the 7 Pro, only because the front-facing camera, I think, on the 7 Pro is better than what you're getting on the 7. That's just my opinion. It is what it is. You sent the 7 Pro back. It's understandable. Like I said, this is technically my fourth OnePlus 7 Pro. I've had several, and just keeping it 100 with you. I mean, look, it is what it is. I don't know. I'm crazy about phones though. I get bored with stuff easily. I could put a different theme on this. I know I could change the icons. I can do different stuff. I just get bored with phones. All right. And that's because I know that there's other stuff out there. With Apple, it's kind of hard. I'm not going to say it's hard to get bored. It's just like, well, what else are you going to do? It's the same. You know what I'm saying? Wondering what the best deal is. I mean, the best deal is whatever you can get for the money at the best price. I mean, that's what the best deal is. It's going to vary by location, carrier. I mean, the Mi 9, yeah, the Mi 9 is a really good deal. You can get that for like less than $350 right now. So, but let's talk a little bit about the. Let me see if I can get this switch around. We'll talk a little bit about the call quality and whatnot on the OnePlus 7 Pro. I got you guys out here in the kitchen. So, call quality on this thing, great. Fingerprint sensor has been a lot faster since the latest update. Now check this out. Let's do this, see if I can get this in real time. All right, watch this. Oh, I'm trying to do it in the camera. All right, so look, way quicker. Like so much quicker, boom, than what it was. It's like night and day. And that's since the latest update. It's got a lot faster, a lot snappier. I've had a lot less issues with this phone since the latest update. And believe it or not, update after update after update, the camera consistently gets better and better. Now, I don't know if the camera software that's on here now is the camera software that DxO Mark got to test. Have no idea. I just know it's really good, right? Yeah, if there's background noise, that is one of the things. So if you now, I use a headset most of the time, and what I've found myself doing, I know you're gonna think this is crazy, but hold on. I actually will use these with the mic, this Turtle Beach headset, and I know Gadget got us to get on to me for having this tag. I need to cut this tag off. You know, maybe we'll do it live. And I plug in the adapter and rock this in, and then I will rock, you know, the cabled headphones with the mic, especially if I'm like on like a long conference call or whatever. I really like these. And I like that the OnePlus 7 Pro, without the Turtle Beach amp, can push these headphones and make them sound good. The only other phone that I've had that can push some big premium headphones like that is like the LG, the LG V30 was like that. My International G8 has a really good DAC in it. So I'm guessing OnePlus in the and it could be the adapter too. I don't know. Maybe the adapter makes it sound better, or amplifies the audio, or helps it. I don't know. But I'm not using the amp that comes with the Turtle Beach headphones with the OnePlus 7 Pro, and it still sounds really, really, really good. So there is that. So overall, I can say this. 2 months in, this is, and you can see I'm on Wi-Fi, this is one of the best phones of the year for me. But that said, I think there's other phones in the marketplace that have very similar hardware that are better. And I'm talking about the Xiaomi Mi 9, I think is just as fast. And as we've found out, and I said it before, I was like, this can't be 60 hertz. And I said it back way before they published it. Come to find out, the Mi 9 can actually go, I think, at 84 hertz. Damn close to 90, okay? I mean, the Mi 9 is the fastest phone I've used this year, and it's at the top of my list for phone of the year right now. I haven't had the P30 Pro, so I can't say that the P30 Pro is the best of the year because I haven't used it, okay? It is one of the better phones that are out there from Huawei, but for me, the Xiaomi Mi 9 is the fastest. That's not saying that this isn't. This is extremely snappy. It's extremely quick. The fingerprint sensor is good, and the camera continues to get better. But all of that considered, this phone is still $700 or $750. And I think there might even be some deals that are out there on the internet now where you can get this maybe a little bit cheaper. But when you can get a Xiaomi Mi 9 for half with pretty much close to the same specs, you know, 6 gigabytes of RAM versus 8 gigabytes of RAM. Now, I know there's a 12 gigabyte version. Yeah, the P30 Pro is a beast, and I 100% can trust what, you know, Tech King Mike and Gadget got us, which you'll see in chats and stuff that we discuss here all the time. If they co-sign, I know if Gadget got us is going to co-sign a phone, even though we all know that she is Huawei biased. If she co-signs a phone, then it is what it is. You need a phone that's going to work on T-Mobile. The Xiaomi Mi 9 works on T-Mobile. You could go pick up a OnePlus 6T. It is what it is. So it is what it is. Is it worth it to convert the T-Mobile version to international? Yes, I actually did a full video on that, on how to do it. It's exceptionally easy. And if you convert it to the international version, you can actually buy the SIM card slot on eBay. And this one's only single SIM, but you can buy the slot that has both SIM cards. And, buy the SIM card that has both slots on eBay for like $6, $7. Takes you a week or something to get it. And then you can use it as a dual SIM device. The hardware in here is exactly the same as the international variant. The only difference is the SIM card tray. If I had to buy any of those, I probably wouldn't though. If it's not about me buying them. And to be honest with you, I'm going to keep it real with you. It's not about what I would buy, because if it was going to be about what phone I would buy, here's the thing. If I wasn't doing YouTube, if I wasn't talking about tech at all, newsflash, I probably wouldn't use half of the phones that people talk about on YouTube. I'd probably get me a BlackBerry Key 2 and keep using my BlackBerry Passport and keep it moving. That's just me. Like, if I didn't care about tech, if I didn't care about phones, I'd probably use a BlackBerry Key 2. That's just me though. So you may see that. I have a Key 2 here. I'm getting back into using it. I'm putting my my digit SIM back into it. Yeah. Jay knows. Listen, I'm old. I'm old like that now, right? I'm certified old now. So there's something nice about if I'm tapping out emails. Yes, I like swipe. All right, I like swiping. Swiping on the keyboard to type out stuff. But sometimes if I'm just sitting there, I just want the tactile feedback, and I just using that Key 2 or my BlackBerry Passport just for email. It's quick. But I would tell you, if you're going to pick any of those, pick whichever one is going to stay relevant the longest, and more than likely, that's going to be the S10 Plus. What's the best phone of those three? I don't think there's a best out of those three, to be honest with you. I mean, they're not. Neither one of those phones are the same in any way, shape, or form. The Note 9 has an older processor. The S10 has a newer processor. The Pixel stock Android. They're not compared. It's like, it would be like, what's better, lemons, apples, or oranges? Depends on what you like. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way I can describe that. So I would say pick whatever is going to stay relevant the longest. And if you can get it for the low price, $400 or less, I mean, you get a Pixel, it's going to lag. You get the Note 9, there's new software and stuff coming out. If you had to keep one for the next 3 years, I wouldn't recommend any of those. I mean, I just wouldn't. I mean, I guess you could get the Pixel and hope it doesn't lag out on you because it's going to get updates for a couple years. But nah, I wouldn't recommend. I'd wait. I swear, I tell you, I'd wait. I wouldn't buy any of those phones. If it's something that you're going to keep for the next 3 years, that's a big purchase. I tell you, go buy an iPhone. That's just a fact. You buy an iPhone. Here's the thing. This OnePlus 7 Pro will get development, right? You can flash ROMs to it 3-4 years from now. It's a fact. But if you're keeping a phone for let's say longer than 2 years or 3 years, get an iPhone. Because I can tell you this, like this iPhone XR I'm filming from right now, or doing this live stream from right now. Here's the thing with this iPhone XR. In, what is this, 2019? In 2021, I'm going to be rocking the most relevant software, snappy, with no issues, on this iPhone XR. It is what it is. So 2 years later, it's still 2 years. If you're keeping a phone longer than a year and it's an Android device, that's not a Pixel, and the Pixel's already a year old, then I wouldn't do it. If it's a year from now, then I'd tell you get the S10 Plus. if it's something you're only going to keep for a year. If you're keeping it longer than a year, I don't recommend people to keep Android phones for a long time because a couple of things. No updates. Outside of Huawei. I mean, if you don't mind spending the money, buy a Huawei device. You know, that Mate 20X is going to get Android Q for sure. And that's the biggest display. It's crispy, it's beautiful, looks great. And, you know, when the Mate 30X comes out, or the Mate 30, you know, if they don't come out with a Mate 30X, then the Mate 30 Pro is probably going to be my everyday Android device. So, but anyways, I went really long. I didn't expect to stay on here as long as I did. I just wanted to talk to you guys. The iPhone XR is good. Listen, Apple and iOS, Apple and iOS and Android, you know, both have their benefits, okay? When I do social media stuff, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I carry both, right? And sometimes, even if I don't have a SIM card in one of my iPhones, I may keep the iPhone XR, like, in my glove box or, you know, in my bag. Like, I got my Go bag right here, right? So this is my Go bag. So if I know I'm going to travel, I can throw some stuff in here and keep it moving. I got my backup phone in case the world ends. Okay, this is that walkie-talkie, you know, if the world ends tomorrow and I just need a phone to work, or if I have to make a phone call 25 feet underwater, this is going to do it. All right. You know, passport on deck and everything else. This is my Go bag. All right. I keep the iPhone XR in that Go bag because when I'm out and about, or if I'm going somewhere, even if I don't have a SIM card in it, I'll hotspot connect my iPhone to deal with my social media stuff. That's YouTube Studio to answer comments. That's Snapchat, which I don't really mess around on anymore. Instagram, which you see me on heavy. All right. And I do a lot of editing. I use not LumaFusion. Yeah, LumaFusion. I use LumaFusion if I'm editing on the iPhone or the iPad. I like the way it edits on iDevices. And if I'm on Android, KineMaster or KineMaster, whatever you want to call it. All right, that's what I use to do my editing. So, but I keep both. I keep an iPhone and I keep an Android. And most times, several Androids and like a couple of iPhones. Like right now, I got the XS Max. I still have my Red 8 Plus, and I have the iPhone XR. So I got a couple iPhones around, and I got a bunch of Androids around. But technically, this has been my primary Android right now, and I've just got back into using my Pixel 3 XL, and I'm working on a video and a camera comparison, which you guys will get to see. Shout out to the tech leads. I see y'all in the chat too. And a camera comparison between this and the S10 Plus, this and the Mi 9, the Mi 9 versus the S10 Plus, and the Pixel and everything else. So you guys will get to see those videos in the next couple of days, all right? But overall, can I recommend this phone after 2 months? Yeah, especially if you can pick one up secondhand for a little bit less than what they sell for retail. Yes, definitely recommend it. If it's a T-Mobile variant, better make sure that you Google T-Mobile IMEI, go to that site, click it, type in the IMEI, make sure the damn thing is not financed. It doesn't matter if you're going to use it on Verizon or something else if they don't pay their bill, but if you ever try to use it on a T-Mobile network, not if it's financed. If someone doesn't pay that bill, you're holding the bag. So definitely check that. And check it anyway, because some people will be like, well, it's got a dual SIM slot. That doesn't mean anything. They sell those, and you can flash the international software on the T-Mobile T-Mobile variants now. And if you can do that, and you get the SIM card, there's really no other way, except for the fact that it also prints the T-Mobile variants print the IMEI on the back of the phones too. International variants don't do that. There's a couple tips to how to not get screwed. So with that said, I can recommend the phone if you can get it for the right price. If you pay too much for it, if you're paying full price at OnePlus, unless you just have to have the 12 gigabyte variant, pass. If you can pick this up for $550, maybe even $600 secondhand, it's a hell of a deal. And that's crazy to say that a $600 phone is a deal, but the screen is great. The camera continues to get better. It's got Oxygen OS, which means it's going to be quick, snappy. You can unlock the bootloader, flash whatever the hell you want on it. And for those that just have to have a Pixel experience, they are working on Pixel Experience ROM for this phone right now. So there is that. Anyways, there you have it. Let me know what you guys think. If you see this on the replay, in the comment section down below. If you like me doing more reviews kind of live so I can interact with you guys in real time while we're going over the different aspects of the phone, also let me know that in the comment section down below. But yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do with this. I don't know if I'm going to keep it or if I'm going to let it go, so to speak. I'm not going to get into some Disney music. I know for y'all that have kids with the whole Frozen stuff, we're going to let that go. And yeah, Jay. Shh. Jay telling on me in the chat. Yeah, live is so much easier, right? There's no editing. I don't have to do any work. I can just talk about it, and then we just keep it moving. Yeah, see? Jay's like, yeah, it's so much easier. I was like, oh, man. Oh, it is Prime Day today, but I did all my grocery shopping today on Prime Now. I love this. Whole Foods. Yeah, that right there. Quick little update side thing. That was awesome. Oh, and I got a couple videos coming for you guys on this soon. Earfun Boom. They sent me 2 of these. So it is what it is. You're 100% positive I'm drinking? Well, actually, I'm not drinking anything at all. So don't know what to tell you there. So it is what it is. But also, one last thing before we go. What did I do? I don't know. You're going to have to find out tomorrow, though. But it's a bunch of stuff that I picked up today at T-Mobile. One of them is a phone. One of them is a food stamp phone. I picked up a couple. And we'll get into those. Yeah, the bag was mad heavy. And before I go, who remembers this? Does anybody remember this? This right here is like one of my favorite tablets of all time. Now, this is what you call keeping a device for an extended period of time, all right? Yeah, I know, right? Yo, this thing right here, let me see if it turns on. I haven't turned it on in a while, but there it is. It's powering up now. It does take forever to boot. That is a fact. Is it going to boot or is it dead? I hope it's not dead. I had it plugged in. Nope, there it is. Bing! I love this thing. It still works. It's all flat. Now, here's the thing. The internet's gone away from Flash, right? So there's a lot of things that this thing will lag on the internet. It was definitely ahead of its time. But anyways, there you have it. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. And I'll try to have some more content for you guys on the OnePlus 7 Pro coming soon. But yeah, two months in, do I recommend the phone? Yeah, just like I used to recommend this back in the day. Love this thing. Anyways, catch you guys on the next one.